sorry.
Sorry about that opening song, everyone.
I'm super sorry.
I'm very sorry. I couldn't even get it, even though you reminded me. I still forgot that it was all new words. I had it right in front of my face.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to apologize unless you want to say sorry again.
I am sorry. But thank you for not making me apologize. That's very sweet. That's very polite of you. I feel very welcome.
I'm
I
excited.
feel like a welcome.
How many episodes of Pocket Pod Canada A have we had?
Pretty sure this is
so
our
far?
47th episode.
Yeah.
47th? I was
It's
wondering.
crazy.
Gosh, I can't believe it's in so... It goes by so fast.
I know.
Yeah.
The first 46 were really a blur. I could barely tell you what happened.
Yeah. I mean, especially since being recording remotely, they've gone by even faster.
I know. And it's strange that we haven't even discussed anything Canada related in the past 46 episodes because this one is exclusively
I love exclusives.
exclusively.
I thought this was kind of like our big, like we've been building up to this episode.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
for the
okay.
I feel
yeah.
like that's a good
I
way to
got
look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So is this a recap episode?
You could say it's a recap. Call it a comeback.
We'll call it a comeback.
Yeah. It's also like, spoiler alert, it will be a bit of a mukbang episode.
Yes. Mukbang. We're going to eat all
Or is
the things.
Is that how you pronounce it? Is it like mukbang, I think? Something like that?
Oh.
I think I looked
Tim,
into
how do
it.
you say mukbang?
I don't know.
Tim doesn't know either.
Okay.
We've watched some before, but I don't recall how to pronounce it. My
'Cause
apologies.
I think if you're pronouncing it the right, I think it's like mukbang, but I can be wrong.
Mukbang?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's so good. I'm going to have to listen
What I
to
do know is
it.
that word is not Canadian, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well,
Because this episode, as we're the past 46, is all about Canada. And
Eh?
how much we love Canada.
yes,
Eh?
we're fans.
Yeah, we like
We're
Canada.
fans for south of the border.
Whether it's
for north.
unreciprocated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's unrequited.
Unrequited?
Well,
Unrequited.
Unrequited love for Canada?
it is requited by many sweet listeners.
That's
and we
true.
Say thank you, sweet Canada
Yes.
listeners. We love you. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
you.
Canada.
Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canada.
Canada. Thank you, Canada.
It does. I just realized. Sorry, going back to pronunciations, I realized hearing the pronunciation of American pronunciations is not helpful because it's usually just how I assume it's pronounced, which I don't. Because American pronunciation of mukbang is mukbang. I don't think it's.
Strange.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Why does it only have? Okay, Google. What in the world? You only give me the options of the American pronunciation or the British pronunciation. Why not have the Korean pronunciation? That would be helpful and good.
Thanks.
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
great.
well. We'll get it. We'll figure
we'll
it
get
out.
it right for our Korean show that we'll have 47 episodes of at some point in the future.
I'm very excited for this. I'm ready. I'm going to start learning more things and trying all the food. But anyway, so speaking of trying things and talking about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
what do you guys think about getting in on a little... Wait, are we starting with music and bands
Yeah.
first?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
We're jumping right in.
I'm excited. So tell me, music or bands? Who wants to start? Do you guys have a preference?
Music or bands?
I didn't exclusively pick one or the other.
No, sorry. I meant who wants to start
Bands.
talking about music and or bands first. Sorry,
Sorry,
I didn't
well,
mean
you've
to-
got musics.
You can only talk about the music. You can may not speak of anyone who creates the music
Oh,
or songs.
Right.
You can just talk about the music itself.
Well, I have a
like
problem
as in
because
the
I
notes and the
didn't,
key in which
Yes.
it was made. The
I didn't write
tempo.
down a single song. I only wrote down bands and musicians. So I have a problem fulfilling that requirement.
I guess that's fine. Go ahead. We'll just do. Okay, fine. We'll do it your way.
So I don't mind starting. Why don't I just list my first one? We could kind of go around. Does that
Sure.
sound-
Okay. Oh,
Is this
yeah, I
your
like that.
number?
Let's do
wait,
that.
is this your number 1 or your number 3?
Oh, these have to be in order.
No, I actually don't have. I didn't rank mine.
Yeah. I
Personally.
just
We just say it's your one of your top 3.
I have a nice long list here, and like with most things, it's sort of in different categories because I can't really rank. So like I have like Canadian legends of music,
Oh yes.
but then I also have like my
Oh,
favorite
yes.
like nostalgia pop culture kind of songs that or
Yes.
musicians I liked. So I'm gonna hit the pop culture grouping, but I'm gonna
There you
honorable
go.
mention some of the other groupings.
That sounds
I had
great.
some similar feelings toward this.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were nostalgic, but then others were what I'm appreciating right now in my life.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think that they're
current
they're
faves,
current influential.
enjoyments.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So yeah, like the
And then of course there's this, I think we talked about nostalgia, but there's even more like just things that I remember or
Legends,
shows that I
if you
actually went to that have
Yeah.
they get honorable mentions as well.
Yeah.
so
That's cool.
I'm just gonna start with my first like I won't say it's my top, but it's definitely in my top. I have been to more concerts for this band than anything in the history of my life, and it's Bare Naked
Dave
Ladies.
Matthews Band.
I was thinking Dave Matthews Band. I was like, they're not Canadian.
No, I've actually been to
Joelle.
more Bare Naked Ladies concerts than Dave Matthews.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's very fun.
Cheaper. They've been cheaper.
Oh.
More possible.
Mhm.
And I liked them longer at the end of the day because they were just fun. Yeah, I've been to
So you're
tons
saying-
of Bare Naked Ladies concerts.
So that's the top because of just
Yeah, it's like it's nostalgia experience. Like it reminds me of high school and college and even middle school.
So
really.
I
All
remember
that.
back in the day, I may have talked about this on the show before. I'm sorry, Pocket Pod Animal Crossing before, not Pocket Pod Canada A. But in the 90s, it was the 90s, Coca-Cola had a contest called Idig Yidig. If you don't know, then you don't go.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then you look at the underneath your bottle cap, and then you'd call a number and you put the code in because internet was like, what? People can't handle that right now. And my brother, Turkey Boy, called, and he actually won tickets to Bare Naked Ladies
Aw.
in Charlotte. So that's it's not the first time I ever heard about Bare Naked Ladies because I think like there was a bunch of hits at the time.
I mean,
for Bare
one
Naked
week.
Ladies.
1 week was everywhere
Yes.
for a full year.
Yeah,
believe it or
it was
not. It
probably
was
that
not 1
summer
week.
too.
And forever.
But that was like my biggest memory of like something that was really awesome in Bare Naked Ladies. And then like my brother like really liked Bare Naked Ladies for a while because
Aw.
like it was meaningful for him. So
Yeah. That's delightful.
so that's
So-
my
Bare Naked
experience
Ladies.
with Bare Naked
Yeah.
Ladies.
I know them from 1 week. That's like the biggest thing, I think. And if I had $1 million.
My favorite Bare Naked Ladies song and my side hustle Saturday
Brian
morning
Wilson.
fam jam
Also one of my favorites.
is Brian Wilson.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Aw.
song. I used to listen to that just to like relax. Like that was one of my favorites from that album.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a lot of favorites. It's been a long time since I've really listened to them, so like my memory is blurry, but boy, I used to love the heck out of them and used to like just rotate through the Bare Naked Ladies albums.
Oh, that's so good when you have like solid albums that you can just continue listening to and enjoy
Yeah, they
them.
weren't just like a one hit for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Leash,
Not a one-hit
did you
wonder.
have was Bare Naked Ladies on your list or do you have something else?
Bare Naked Ladies was actually in my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Oh,
And as
fair.
that memory for me, while it wasn't my memory, it was a memory that I kind of had and shared with my
Sure.
brother, even though I didn't get to go.
Yeah.
It's fine, whatever.
oh. Still a fond memory.
Took someone else.
The nerd.
It was still special somehow anyway.
I thought it was awesome that he won. So
Aw.
Yeah. That is
my number one, and this is really just because of childhood nostalgia, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. I'm sure it's on your list or at least on an honorable mention. It was the very first CD that I ever got.
Oh.
It was
know
a
what it
Christmas
is.
present from my parents. Yes.
I know.
And I got a CD player in, what is it, sixth grade? Sixth grade, I think.
Oh.
And it was the very first CD, and my mom was a little nervous because there was some adult content that was sung about in the CD, but she's like, no, she can handle it. It's okay. She's, and that special person was Alanis Morissette.
You.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and I listened to that album so much. Like, it
my
was the only
gosh.
one I had. So, but I love that album so much.
Oh.
The
many
best thing
reasons, and
about
one
that
that I had seen
album. So
Wait, have you said what it is? Have you said it's Jagged Little Pill?
Jagged
And
Little.
Jagged
I
Little
mean,
Okay.
there's a
I didn't
freaking
say that, but I said Alanis
musical.
Morissette.
Right.
There's a Jagged
like,
Little
don't
Pill
keep us guessing.
musical using all of the music from that album. I don't.
How many
I don't know that
musicals?
It's super great, but
Yeah. But they're making musicals out of so many old
yeah,
albums.
yeah, or a band's complete or a musician's complete,
Yeah, that's
catalog.
a thing now.
Yeah, they do it
I
all the
just
time.
remember like
Not just now.
looking at the liner notes and like
Yeah.
the smell of the CD, like just the way the printed liner notes smell. Like I don't know, things that about it just seem really special.
I am having mild jealous feelings because as I am the same age as you, that would have been one of my very first CDs, except that was during a period of time when my CD purchases were being watched and curated ahead of time by my stepfather.
Wow.
And he did not appreciate the lyrics of the one song that's on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
So he allowed my brother to buy the album. He made a copy onto a tape minus You Ought to Know. And I listened to that tape in repeat forever and ever and ever.
You were censored.
I was censored. But what's annoying, so my brother's 3 years older than me. It's like, okay, how much of a difference is that? But also, the one song he didn't like was the one I already knew all the lyrics from on the radio, including the censored lyrics, because we all talked about them.
Right.
That's so funny.
I was like,
so
do you not know I know all
baby?
This? Yeah. Yeah, that was tough. But I did have it for that, I did have it. It was just a tape. It wasn't my first CD.
Oh,
and it wasn't even it was a bootleg tape.
It was abbreviated.
You didn't even get the liner notes. You didn't even get the like 4 folds of
No, that's the other thing. My brother had it, so I got to see the liner notes. Like I got to touch it. I just wasn't allowed to have it.
You weren't prohibited from reading the lyrics as shown in the liner notes.
You're going to stop me from reading? Come on. Yeah, he did that for when I was 12, and then it stopped by the time I was 13. But it was just during that period of time.
Very brief time. It was a very brief window.
That was a big time where like the parental advisory stuff was like super like a big thing. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Did Jagged Little Pill have the explicit content
it had
sticker?
It had the thing on it.
What?
Had the big black and white little
Yeah.
Big black and white little sticker.
Yeah, big and black and white and little.
Both big. The lettering is really big and bold, but it
felt big because someone designed those liner notes and then they slapped a giant thing on top of it. And it doesn't matter how giant it was too big for how pretty the liner notes were. But I digress. Sarah, do you have a number one or a number something in your top 3?
This wasn't a special. Well, now I'm conflicted about who I want to share first because some of them I'm sharing just because it's a happy memory. Other ones are more still in my brain all the time today. Mm-hmm. So perhaps I will share, since you guys have shared some especially big ones, I will share one that's very still large in my life and I often still sing their songs. It is the Unicorns, which I actually learned about from Leash.
Mm-hmm. Who I learned about from Turkey Boy.
Turkey Boy is a source of, he knows many wonderful music band type peoples. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Unicorns, I love them. I love their album. I forgot what the album was called. Who will cut her hair when we are gone? And it's one of my favorite albums of all time. I have it in different formats, and I love it so much. And the songs are so great. You got like, I Was Born a Unicorn. You have Jelly Bones. You have Tough Ghost. So many great tunes. Love it. It's still good.
I don't know anything about this.
And
band,
you can do this when the Unicorn song is on. Like Turkey Boy used to do to me and poke me in the shoulder with your finger on your forehead.
Yes.
I'm going to look into them, though. I'm curious. The Unicorns.
They are great.
What's the era, like this album that you love so much? Like, when did it come out?
Time is weird.
I think it's probably early 2000s, if I had to guess.
Is it like,
let me look.
I feel like I should look it up to see when it is from, because I'm not sure. Because I feel like I found out about it a couple years after the album came out.
You're both Googling. I could see you both Googling. You're Googling. I'm just staring off into space while you're Googling.
The studio album was from 2014. Oh, that was a re-release.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when was the original release out? Who will cut her hair?
Well, they were formed in 2000. So 2003.
2003. Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
Very cool.
Early 2000s. Said it.
Yay, you were right. You were totally correct. You were right on the money. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
That was when Turkey Boy told me about it. So that's how I
That's how you
figured. Did the math.
Aw. But yes.
Yeah.
So fun times.
Yeah.
Good times.
I love it.
Enjoyable times. Please check them out. The Unicorns. They're wonderful.
The Unicorns.
And they're not together anymore, obviously, because they've gone on to other things.
Obviously. I wouldn't have known that. Not
well, they only had
obvious.
one album.
Oh, I
They only
see.
had one proper album.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and then they broke up.
Yeah, boo.
Were they one of those bands that like joined from other bands just for one album and then separated back out? Or
I think they started in the Unicorns and then
Okay.
they branched out into other things.
because I'm thinking of like where they just get together to make one sort of special
Oh,
project.
you're thinking about like Temple of the Dog and whatever that was.
They're not like they're not
or
like
the
super
Postal
bands.
Service or something. Yeah,
No.
not like that.
I don't think it was a side project.
It was a real
That's
thing.
what you're asking.
I-
If that's
I
what you
concur.
mean.
That was what I was asking.
All right. Any other? So, Joelle, you want to go back to
Yeah.
you for your next listing?
So this next one, it's one of my like legend nostalgia. I'm actually jumping around because at least you already mentioned Alanis Morissette and she was on my list, and that's okay. So my next one, it's Leonard Cohen. I didn't know Leonard Cohen was Canadian. I don't know why I did not know that, but I've
didn't know
always
either.
known
Yeah.
his music. My stepdad loves his music. Obviously, everyone knows Hallelujah, but he also does really great Jewish songs that I grew up listening to. He's great. Just a beautiful, deep, dark voice. So he's a mood. He's a mood.
Leonard Cohen.
I recommend him. So he's on my legends list.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about Leonard Cohen because I'm not familiar with anything other than Hallelujah, but I
Yeah,
do like
same.
that song.
I know he's well liked.
If you dig into his some of his Jewish songs, Leash, you might like his versions of like some of the classic songs that like maybe your kids are learning in
Nice.
in Hebrew school and
Aw.
stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should check that out.
Oh, delightful.
Um,
Alicia, do you want to?
in the something of time. I don't know the phrase.
In the span of all time that Leash has existed.
Oh, I was just saying in terms of time on our podcast because I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about my stuff. I just want to make sure we have time to talk about other stuff. So I'm going to just very quickly name my other top two of the current times, and then if you don't mind, and then I'll quickly rattle off just some. Well, actually, no. I'll let you guys finish, and then I'll name some honorable mentions in my life. Is that
Yeah, because
cool?
I'll have some to rattle off too as well. But yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just mention two more so we can keep this segment from being
I just
too
don't
long.
want to. We have so much to talk about, and I don't want to make it all about my
So much to do, just like Canada.
Yeah. So my other top two, which are more contemporary than Alanis Morissette, excuse me, are Metric and Grimes.
Oh, all right.
I really like Grimes, despite her funky naming of her child, which is her prerogative. It's fine.
Exactly. It's her baby.
But her stuff is like really, really cool. I love how she introduces different people and different types of sounds into her music. I heard her on one of the Sirius XM interviews, and I think that she's like she tries to do everything herself, which I think is really admirable. And I think she's got a good group going on. And then Metric, I think we were supposed to see them open for a Smashing Pumpkins concert, and we missed it because it was raining and there was a lot of traffic in Baltimore.
Oh no. Bummer.
But really, 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 really love the second to last album a lot. And their song was in the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack. And
Also character based on the main
characters?
character in.
Yeah.
Basically.
So,
I mean, main character? That's not what she is. The lead singer.
yes. What was her name?
Oh, in the
Yeah.
oh shoot, Envy Adams. in Scott
Envy. I was
Pilgrim.
like, Ivy. That's not it.
It was very close. You were very close.
So that
I had the
character
V part.
was based on the lead singer of Metric. Is that what you're saying?
she's like basically kind of a lot of her like vocal mannerisms and things she said were like plucked from Metric lead
Got it.
vocalist.
And that's also cool because Scott Pilgrim wore a Smashing Pumpkins shirt, so it kind of came full
Yes.
circle.
It's all
They
coming
Yeah.
had
Oh my
together.
like this
goodness.
weird
It's
relationship together.
It's all coming together.
like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, Metric is awesome.
Yeah.
Sarah, what were
Okay,
yours?
I'm done with my talk.
Okay, I will share two more as well. So I was going to share, first of all, Kid Koala, who people may not know super well. He's a DJ. We saw him opening for when we saw Cut Chemist once, and he was awesome and terrific. He also did a lot of stuff for both the Deltron albums. But Kid Koala is really fun. And I mean, one of his albums is called My Mom's Favorite DJ, which is, he's got like just a fun sense of humor. I think he might have done some stuff with Gorillaz too, because they've had a lot of guest DJs working on stuff. But
Nice.
Kid Koala.
You're saying Kid Koala?
Kid Koala.
Okay.
Yes. So he's from Canada. It's
Canada.
delightful.
Koalas.
And then I will also share Drake, who is someone who is prevalent in our culture, and his songs are amazing. And he's been in so much more. He's
more than a Sprite commercial.
More than a Sprite commercial.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to
More than a
mention him
Degrassi
later when we
star.
get into TV stuff. So absolutely.
What?
Yeah, no, Drake goes all the way back. All the way back.
And still going forward.
And forward. He's all the way back and all the way forward.
And featured in Super Bowl commercials in an adorable fashion.
Oh yeah, that was
really...
a special commercial. Yeah.
Thought that was pretty great. But yeah, some good stuff.
So
back to Joe.
Yeah,
did you want to rattle off
my final third one, because I only did two so far. There's a lot that are sort of like in that. Which one is my top of the rest? But I'm gonna go with Tegan and Sarah, because again, forgot they were Canadian. Listened to them a lot in college because Halloween liked them so much. And they're great. They're absolutely great. They have that tone. I know that calling them Tegan and Sarah makes me want to call them something else, because you call Matt and Kim, Matt and also Matthew and also Kimberly. Oh. And I'm like, how do I call them?
But there's no
like,
fuller name than
Tegan, Tina, and Sarah Bean. And also Sarah.
Oh, Tegan, Tira, and Sarah Bean. That would be like their cartoon counterparts that have like a fun action adventure story. They go into the Adventure Time world. Oh, that'd be so precious.
No, but they're great. They're great. I've never actually listened to a full album of theirs, but they showed up on so many. I used to be addicted to soundtracks of like TV shows and movies, and I'd collect those, and they showed up on very many of them. And they're awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like Walking with a Ghost has probably been on a million soundtracks.
Yes. It's such a good song.
Yes, it's a great song.
And it was Turkey, bring back Turkey Boy. He texted me the other day and he said, "Did you know that the Everything Is Awesome song is a Tegan and Sarah song with the Lonely Island?" I was like, I did not know Tegan and Sarah were also part of
I remember
Everything Is Awesome.
When that appeared, like they said, and featuring Tegan and Sarah, and I was like, my mind blew up. I think there was like a music video on YouTube or something for the Everything Is Awesome. Yeah. It was super cool.
Which is,
that is amazing.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alicia, I want to hear your honorable mentions, and then I'm going to add a few to yours, because I bet there'll be some overlap.
Okay. So I have a lot of these are because of my parents. My parents met as in a wedding band. So my mom was a singer and my stepfather was the keyboardist. And my mom can sing Heart, the band Heart. Like she's like super good at it. What?
Are they Canadian?
They are Canadian.
I did not know that.
They are Canadian.
I didn't see that in my searches. That's so cool.
Some of these didn't come up in my searches. This is amazing.
Let me just double confirm that, but I am almost
I bet you're right. Because you know what? I think I should have looked up 80s Canadian artists, because I didn't do that.
It says that they formed in Seattle, but when I searched it,
maybe they're
from Canada. No, I'll feel bad.
Either way.
Well, Canada can claim that.
No, she's from California. Nope, I'm a big liar.
Heart's a big old lie.
Maybe it's from CA, Leash.
Oh,
did you see
that?
Maybe
a second.
California.
No, but
Canada.
there is a Canada relationship, so I don't feel bad anymore.
Okay.
Canada connection.
And decided to follow Mike back to Canada.
Okay.
So some of them are from Canada.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I ran into that a bit with like was it produced by a Canadian company? Did it film in Canada? There, a lot of that research came up in my checking of
connections.
Things. Yeah.
Connections.
What else you got, Leash?
Okay. Well, scratch that one. But anyway, I really do love Heart. So
say
that.
Heart's awesome.
Put a pin in it. It doesn't. That's not.
I'm
totally
just gonna rattle off a couple more then.
Yeah.
Neil Young.
Yeah.
I really, 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 really love.
He's on my legend.
I'm not particular about his voice or his timbre, but his songs are really beautiful.
What is
like,
one?
If someone else did his songs, I'm like all about it.
I'm trying to remember what are some Neil Young songs. What's a Neil Young song so I can remember?
Horse with No Name.
Wait a second. That's America, isn't it? Been through the desert
you're right.
on a horse with no name.
Neil Young. Oh man, I'm
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil Young.
I keep mixing up Neil Young and Neil Diamond, so that's also not helpful.
everywhere around the world.
Yeah, I can't.
Coming to Canada.
Neil Young is so famous, but I can't name a single song off the top of my head.
Right? Like,
God.
what did he? I know. I
No,
bet
there's
like
a bunch of songs that
Heart of
I know.
Gold.
There's
Heart of Gold.
I've been searching for a heart of gold. Something thinking
Easy
about
to mix
growing
up
old.
with Horse with No
Being
Name,
cold.
by the way. So maybe that's
Thank
why.
you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
I think so.
Okay.
You know what? If Neil Young sang Horse with No Name, I don't know if I could tell it wasn't the version by America. So there.
Oh, now I feel bad.
No.
I did
No.
not do enough research.
No, it's fine.
No.
Niche, what else is on your
no.
list? What else
I
is on
just
your
need
list?
to know.
Let's
Okay,
keep going.
sorry, we're just gonna keep
let's
going.
roll.
Yeah.
Rush, my stepfather. I know that this one. I know for 100% to fact this is Canadian,
This
and
is
Rush
a very Canadian band.
my
Yeah.
stepfather's
Oh, they're very Canadian.
most probably his most favorite band in the whole most wildest world. He has
That's so
every
sweet.
single album on CD, on tape, on vinyl. When I was a kid, and we'd have to clean the house on Saturdays, he'd always ask us what albums we wanted to listen to, and it was either Simpsons Sing the Blues or Rush. Roll the Bones and Tom Sawyer. Like those were the
Sawyer.
songs
Tom
that we
Sawyer.
and we would just like put it on repeat.
Well,
like,
I mean, like play
over
Tom
and over
Sawyer
and
and you could clean the whole house, right? Isn't that how that like?
wee
isn't that
wee
like a-
wee wee
15-minute song or something? Yeah.
Oh,
And Roll the
that is
Bones.
sweet.
Why are we here? Because we're here. Roll the bones. Roll the bones.
That's exactly
Why
what they
does
sound
it
like.
happen? Because it happens. Roll the bones.
That's delightful. I feel like
And
I
then I
look up
have
these
just a couple
album
more.
covers.
What else you got? What else you got?
Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Ooh, I do not know who that is.
They do a lot of soundtracks. There's no vocals in their songs. It's like very epic.
cool.
Like starts off very quiet and then gets louder. I think 28 Days Later had them as their
Oh,
soundtrack. It's like
neat.
very like epic, long songs.
They're instrumental.
I saw them live at the Orange Peel in Asheville, North Carolina, when I was a wee babe of like 18 or 19.
Oh,
It was a lot to stand there and listen to because each
wow.
song was like 20 minutes
Yeah,
long.
that's tough.
But it was really, really beautiful and really powerful, and they had like projection screens and stuff. So it was really beautiful. So shout out to
multi-sensor
them.
experience.
And the Arkells are a newer band.
Okay.
I believe.
The
I hear them a lot on the Canada station on Sirius XM.
What?
And
There's
they
a
have-
Canada
There's a
station.
Canada station.
It's really
Nice.
good. They have
Oh, I
some
believe
really
it. That
good
sounds
songs.
awesome.
But the Arkells have like a lot of songs. My favorite one is the "We Made a Wish at 11:11" song.
Oh, wow. Sign me up. I love references to 11:11, my favorite time and wishing time. I do.
Your favorite
I
time
can
to make
bring
a
you a
wish. You
plate
made a
from
wish
my
at
kitchen.
11:11. I like it.
So they have a song called
Arkells.
11:11. So there
I
you
like
go.
it. I'll look
You
them
got
up.
anything
I'll
else,
write
Aisha?
it down.
'Cause I
They're
have
a
a
good
few I
band.
can rattle
That's
off
it.
as well.
Those are my honorable mentions that I kind of botched. Apologies.
So my,
That's why they're honorable. That's why they're honorable.
so my honorable mentions. First of all, I only just learned that Joni Mitchell is Canadian. Who knew? Had no idea.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got
Don't know what you got
when
till
she's
it's gone.
Canadian?
I wear my sunglasses at night. Corey Hart, Canadian.
Oh, what?
Life is a Highway. Tom Cochrane is Canadian.
Oh, had no idea who sang that.
Crash Test Dummies.
Oh, Crash Test Dummies.
Crash Test
yes.
Dummies are Canadian. Do you know Feist is Canadian? I didn't know about that.
I did not know.
We didn't mention
didn't know
Avril Lavigne and Carly Rae Jepsen, but of course we know they're classic Canadian,
Biebs.
awesome poppy. Rufus Wainwright. I loved Rufus Wainwright for a solid 5 years, college into early adult time. And then we have to mention the ultimate legend that we didn't mention because none of us actually listened to her music, but I did when I was 13 on a tape in Israel, Celine Dion.
Oh, and we've
Aw.
definitely sung some of her songs
We
in our
sure have.
podcast before.
Yes.
So that is my list.
Those are fantastic. And I don't have any honorable mentions to share. So
Awesome.
You were very selective. I'm very happy, Sarah.
I just made some picks. Just made some picks.
I was incapable of doing that. I appreciate your
No,
your
you all
restraint.
made wonderful picks. I loved
No,
hearing
I
about
had more on it.
everybody.
I had things.
You could talk about, did you have more to share?
No, I don't have any more. I'm done.
Okay. I was like,
Really
if you
am. Honest,
want.
true. Because we talked about the other ones that were my honorable mentions as people that other
Yeah.
people really enjoyed.
Perfect.
Honorable mentions of goodness.
It's time for a Nosh and Facts.
A Nosh and Facts.
Nosh and facts. Nosh and facts. You know what? We talked
Actually,
about
this one
having a
isn't
Nosh and break.
This one isn't Facts yet. This is a different. This is Nosh.
This is just
and,
a Nosh.
And we
A
have
Nosh
a bit
and-
of a promotion to share.
Nosh and
Oh,
promotion.
that's right. Dun, 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 dun,
So
dun,
what are we
dun,
going to
dun.
start with our Noshes? By
That's
the
a
way,
good question. Should we start with savory things? Is that a good way to go?
Yeah. We can do that.
Because then we could start with the potato chips. Is that too crazy? Are those too intense?
I am starting with the potato chips. I have right here the all dressed.
Oh, very good.
Ruffles.
I'll break out mine.
And then I have here the Old Dutch ketchup.
Yes.
Which one are
I
you
need
guys
to
starting
request a
with?
water from my producer.
Oh, snap. Well, I was going to start with the all dress. And
Yes.
before we dig into these, shall we do our little thing? I'll switch to the
Yes.
screen for our promo because I have the promo code
I love that you
on
have
our
a screen
visual.
for the promo
And-
already.
Yes. So it's a little bop. Boop. There it is. So we talked with Sweet Canadian Munch when we were ordering these things, and we were saying how we were so excited about ordering some Canadian treats. And they said, "Hey, would you like to have a code to give your listeners?"
Yes.
And we're like,
Would I?
Yes.
Yes, we would.
So thank you, Canadian Munch friends. And if you want to use the code PocketPod10 when you order next, you can get treats delivered from Canada to you in America. For those of our listeners in the lower 48 states.
Lower
Get
48
10%
specifically.
off on your next order. Yes, I believe it is exclusive to the lower 48.
Apologies
So,
to those in Alaska and
apologies.
Hawaii.
Yes, but it's a fun way to enjoy some treats. And they also sent a few gummy treats extra and some O. Henry bars for us to try.
Yum.
Spoiler for
And
future
I'm super
treats.
excited about the free O. Henry bars we got. I'm eating
Laura,
this.
do you have the bag to this?
What is it?
Do you have the bag? What
the
it looks
all
like?
dressed.
Yes, I can hold it up. I kept the bag.
all dressed.
Oh man,
These are
I have
good,
comments.
guys.
I have comments
these are
for
very
these.
good.
There's like 55 flavors in here, right?
It really
Yes.
is. Is it literally like every flavor mashed into one?
It's all sorts of. It's something sweet, salty, and savory all in one.
Because
So
it,
love
tell you-
eating chips.
it has like dill, right? It has like dill and. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell my flavor notes in the order in which I
Please
taste
do.
them?
Please do.
Yeah.
The first one I taste is vinegar,
Yeah, very much.
but it's not as strong as the vinegar chips, which I do not like at all.
Yeah, it's just milder than those. That's for very sure.
And then I taste barbecue,
Yep. Yep.
and then I taste the sour cream and onion,
There's tomato in there. You don't taste the
or
tomato?
maybe ranch. I don't taste tomato.
Well,
Sure,
tomato could be linked to barbecue as well. 'Cause
Maybe.
I think some tomato sauces.
Because
are,
if you're
to
mixing
barbecue.
tomato and vinegar, it's basically barbecue sauce. So maybe that's why you're getting barbecue sauce.
Oh my gosh, it's got a good variety of flavors. I like that. These are Ruffles, so they've got like a good
it's a bit-
crisp.
Ruffles have
Smoky.
ridges.
It's a bit
Ridges.
smoky. I love a Ruffles. Ruffles are my favorite chips.
These are really
That was
good.
one of the reasons I wanted to get the Ruffle ones instead of the regular ones because I know Joelle has mentioned she does love a Ruffle chip, and I gotta say they're delicious.
I agree.
They're
And they hold their
they're a sturdier chip. I always like a
yeah,
Ruffle.
they hold their integrity better.
I do. I'm sorry, this is so loud. I'll try.
No,
to
no, it's all about the noise for this.
It's basic
aspect.
engineering.
These are really good. I now want to go back to Canadian Munch and buy like a couple bags of these for.
Yeah,
the
they're
future.
delicious. No joke.
I'm a
They're
big
great.
fan.
I can't eat
Well
all
done,
of these
all
because
dressed.
there's too
That
many other
reminds
things
me,
to
I
eat.
forgot. Oh shoot! I gotta do this thing and take this apart. But yeah, that was really good. I like those chips.
I'm gonna need some water to break up the.
Yes,
the
if
flavor.
you just get a
I
water
know.
break.
My producer
the
hasn't
meantime.
gotten mine yet. Oh, I love the
Sent a little flag for us.
Oh, they sent us a flag.
Oh,
Oh, Canadian
So sweet.
Munch.
Yes, so
you've
thanks
outdone
Canadian Munch.
yourself.
Literally, this segment brought to you by Canadian Munch.
What's the code again?
Pocket Pod 10.
It's pocket. Yeah,
Pocket Pod 10.
10. No spaces required.
I was
But yes,
telling
we're very-
I was telling Nick last night how excited I was that we had our own coupon code, and that means we're legit. We are a legit podcast
It's
now, guys.
Oh, yay! And we're happy to pass along that code too, because
Yes.
Canadian Munch was a delight to work with, and
Yeah.
we're happy we could
They
order
have a
from
great
them.
selection.
So, thank you.
I will order again.
Yes.
Order again, and by again I mean for the first time because Rara
Yes.
made our order for the first.
Okay, and they don't have just snack foods. They also have things you can like make sauces and other like regular
Oh,
food.
nice. All right,
Can
so
I try the ketchup?
I
chip
have
now?
heard about
Yes, I'm
ketchup
making
chips specifically because I watch a lot of Degrassi.
Do they
Old
do they
Dutch.
mention
They,
them on
they
Degrassi?
talk about the ketchup chips every so often on Degrassi.
I'm
So,
nervous.
yeah, we have the
I've never
Old
had a
Dutch.
ketchup chip. I do
Literally,
like ketchup, and
they
I do like
smell like ketchup,
French fries with ketchup.
Oh my god!
right? It's basically a fried, like a flattened fried French fry.
I forgot. I
Oh
should
my
have held it up
gosh,
to the camera.
you guys!
That's
wow.
really good. They're not too ketchupy.
No,
But it's definitely very ketchupy. It's really interesting because I was like, when you said that, I was like, it's so ketchupy because it has that sweetness.
It's
that
not
is
too
unique to
ketchupy, but it's
ketchup.
really ketchupy.
it's really good.
It's distinctively ketchup. It's tasty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
I
another
think a
one.
certain lion cake would really like these because he eats ketchup with his fingers.
Oh,
This
he
was
just
good.
spits
It up.
What a great time to have chips in my house. Passover's coming up, and potato chips are very Passover friendly.
Oh,
They
nice.
are. You know, why do we eat Tam Tams when we can have potato chips?
Why I
Tam
don't
Tam?
eat
Is that
Tam
those
Tams.
peanut things?
So if you take a piece of matzah and you cut it into a hexagonal shape, it's a Tam Tam. That's all it is.
They're mini matzahs.
Yeah. Often made from like egg matzah, so they're just a little bit softer. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like saltine type style, but yeah.
So that was quite good.
What a great snack break.
It's a great snack break. I loved having the two different flavors. They're both very strong flavored chips, which I appreciate.
I would definitely go back to these all dressed again, though. That was much more my jam. Ketchup was a little, you could only have so much ketchup. I think. But
I kind of wish.
Maybe not.
I would like to try. Do they make ketchup Doritos in Canada? Because that sounds good to me.
Ooh, what if you put these ketchup potato chips on a burger?
Oh, you know I love a little chip
I
on
love
a burger,
putting chips on my
Next
burger,
level.
and I love putting ketchup on my burger. So why on earth would I not do this?
Yeah, or I don't. This might be weird, but I like to dip club sandwiches in ketchup.
Okay.
So maybe having a crunchy turkey sandwich with crunchy turkey chip.
I mean, you can
ketchup chips.
basically slip these chips into anything, and you're basically just adding ketchup to the thing.
It's a condiment chip.
Yeah,
it is. It's a chip that eats like a condiment.
It's a condiment it's a chip that carries.
When you want a
condiments.
crunch and you don't want a pickle.
They do make dill chips as well. I saw that come up in my research too.
I've definitely gotten dill chips in the States.
Okay,
In the
so it's
States.
not exclusive.
I like them.
All right.
Do you guys want to talk about Canada TV shows and or movie films?
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
Yes, let's talk about it.
And just want to say it doesn't have to be a the plot doesn't have to be in Canada. It could be filmed in Canada.
Right.
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 Yes.
So then I just want to clarify that it could be
Yes,
either
yes, indeed.
or.
I
It could
was
be about Canada or it could be filmed in Canada.
I was very particular about my selections because I did find things were called Canadian shows because they were partially filmed in Canada. And I was like, if it's filmed in Canada, but it's meant to be the US, it's not a Canadian show. Unless the production company is Canadian, or all the actors in production company are Canadian, then it's like a little bit on the edge there.
Okay.
But if it's meant to take place in the US and they just happen to film in Vancouver, which is very common, it doesn't feel like it's a Canadian show. I didn't include that in my list.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I will have to clarify and say I did include those. So I was so delighted to learn that some of my favorites are from
that's
Canada.
a big
So
thing.
we'll have to wait and see.
I have a feeling, Sarah, yours is going to be very sci-fi heavy, and I know for a fact those are often filmed in Vancouver and Canada. But I could be wrong about what your selections are. I just know what Nick's selections would have been, and I'm comparing.
Oh, we should have had Nick come in as special guest.
I'll let you know what was on his list as we go through this.
Oh, good. That sounds perfect.
Anyway, who wants to start?
Rar.
Well, okay.
Sarah should start. Yeah.
I shall start. So, okay, the first one I'm going to mention is one I know we've talked about on the podcast before, and it's a little 80s gem that I watched growing up on Nickelodeon called You Can't Do That on Television.
That's right. That's right.
Magic show. When you said, I don't know, you'd be pelted with slime. If you ever mentioned the word water, you would get a bucket of water dumped on you, and it had a lot of fun sketches.
Yep. And the doors. They did the
doors. Oh, kind of like a
laughing
style
thing. Yep.
Yeah. That was fun.
Do you remember the firing squad segment? Do you remember that one?
Absolutely. The firing squad segment where they were just saying their last requests or things that they regretted.
That disturbed me as a
child. That was a little disturbing now that I think about it, like hindsight.
That was on Nickelodeon, yeah?
Yeah.
A?
But half of Nickelodeon, if not all of Nickelodeon, was Canadian back in the 80s.
I liked part of it, and then I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
It was a little dark.
I got scared.
It was a dark show.
I don't like things that are...
It was a dark in a weird way, not dark in a creepy way. Like, it was like a... Yeah. I mean, the firing squad, probably not something you'd see on a kid's show in the last 20 years even.
That would probably not fly very well.
But You Can't Do That on Television was a classic. I absolutely agree. And Alanis Morissette was on You Can't Do That on Television.
Ties it back in to Alanis. She was on it too.
Twerk.
All right. Yeah. So are we going to go around in a circle? So it should be...
Should I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Joelle.
So another one, let's go back to the 80s. This may even, is it the late 70s, 80s? I think it was the 80s. Fraggle Rock is a Canadian show, guys.
Dun, 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 dun.
It
Clap,
is?
clap.
Yeah.
Yay!
That blew my mind when I was doing my research because I have a list of things that I loved growing up, and when I saw Fraggle Rock, I was like, "That's right in my top 3." There's no question. With the
Dozers?
Dozers or doozers? Dozers?
Oh, they were dozers.
They're probably dozers. Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
And the big guy and the
Trash
big
monster.
trash
Heap.
Doozer. They're doozers.
They're doozers. Yeah, I thought they were
Doozers?
doozers.
Oh, my bad. I was saying it wrong in my brain.
And then there's the
Cutter
dog.
Pin doozers.
The dog that was always chasing the Fraggles. He had
Right,
he had a
was
name.
at the shop, at the junk shop.
Yeah.
I don't remember the dog's name or the owner's name.
Oh, he had a great name, but I can't remember his name. The dog.
I remember Uncle Traveling Matt
Uncle Traveling
or
Matt,
Traveling Mac.
Red was one of my favorites because she was like the most excited, awesome. Everyone
She had
wanted to be her
pigtails,
best
right?
friend. Yeah, Red. Yeah, she
was really cute.
big red pigtails.
Enthusiastic. And Wembley was a little nervy guy.
Yeah. Fraggle Rock was definitely. I watched that all the time when I was a kid, and it even came back on some channel at some point. I watched a whole bunch of episodes for like a week at some point. I don't know. Maybe you can find it on Disney Plus now. I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
It's got to be out there someplace.
Yeah.
Did they wait? When you said you watched it again, were they new episodes of Fraggle Rock?
No. They just released it on some streaming channel for a very brief period of time, like 8-10 years ago. But it's gone now. But it might be on Disney Plus, and now I'm wondering if I'm missing out. So
I showed it to my kids recently. I don't remember where we found it from, but I just remember. I don't know. The 80s was a weird time where things moved a lot slower in shows.
Everything is slower.
Seem to remember.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is taking a while to get to the.
I mean, they had a full episode. Like, it wasn't like 15-minute spurts, the Fraggle Rock. They had full 25-minute episodes. Yeah. Well, it's not on Disney Plus, so I don't know where I can find it, but I feel like I've seen it recently.
Nice.
Leash, what's yours?
I'd like Fraggle Rock.
Well,
Yeah, Leash.
let me scroll down to my list.
Scroll.
I don't have any nostalgic ones on my
That's okay.
list. I'm gonna do but actually I do have one that's from film.
Film.
And that one is whether or not I don't think it was filmed in, and it may have partially been filmed in Canada, but the movie is Cool Runnings, which was based on the 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary,
Aw.
Yep.
Alberta, Canada.
Yep.
That movie just I remember watching it on like
John Candy.
one of those tube TVs and like just I think it was even like I can't remember if we rented it on VHS. I think we did. It was John Candy. I just loved that movie. Was just like it's a feel good movie for a kid to watch. I always liked the underdog movies.
I still to this day when there's a Jamaican bobsled team in the Olympics, I still just get the song in my head. I think about the movie, and I love that there is still to this day a Jamaican bobsled team. They don't make it every year,
awesome.
but they keep trying, which is awesome.
What?
Yeah.
That's great. Keep it up.
Yeah.
I feel like I must have seen Cool Runnings. I just don't remember anything about it.
It was a big honking deal in the 90s. Yeah. It was good.
It was one of those underdog movies where like don't think they're gonna make it, and I just remember them like practicing down a dirt hill, like they had to
they were not on
practice.
ice. Like they never practiced on ice for like half the time, and like it was great.
Aw.
Cute.
And then it was touch and go. Like you didn't know if they'd even make it there. Like it was a great little drama, and funny and great. Did I mention great? I love Cool Runnings. Good find, Leash. I didn't even think of that.
Heartwarming.
Yeah.
Well,
What's yours, Rob? What's your next one?
My next pick is a contemporary favorite that I love ever so much and was surprised and yet not surprised to learn that this show set in Staten Island, New York is actually filmed in Canada. And that is What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series, which is so fun and so good. I love the movie What We Do in the Shadows, which is kind of like a mockumentary about vampires. And the show is four different main vampires in a different setting that is completely delightful and fun. But yeah, also made to look like New York City, but it is filmed in Ontario, in Toronto, around the Toronto area. So yeah, that's a good one. I recommend checking that out if you haven't seen it. I think it's on FX. It's probably
I've heard
on
great
Hulu,
things about
maybe?
it. I don't know. I've never watched it.
Hulu.
Hulu.
It's very fun.
Yeah,
it's
you
very
can watch
funny. and very
FX
fun.
on Hulu. So yeah, that's probably
Yes.
Nice.
So JB, what you got?
So my next one has to go without saying, because I've talked about it more than once on the show. But I have been watching Degrassi for basically my entire life. Degrassi came out in the 80s, and it was impossible to find Degrassi in the US unless you had premium cable. And I watched it on HBO when I could, but it was hard to get access to it. Maybe I watched an episode once, and then I couldn't get to it other times. And then I forgot about it for a good long time. And then when I was about 19, it came back to the US as a brand new show called The Next Generation. And they had some of the original characters in there. And that's when I went back and discovered all the original shows on YouTube.
Wow.
And watched, I guess it wasn't on YouTube in 2001, but I somehow watched all the shows. I downloaded them somewhere.
Consumed them.
And I watched all The Next Generation, and that kept going. Then it just became Degrassi with no subtitle. And then it became Degrassi the Next Class on Netflix for a couple seasons. So literally from 87 to 2017. So that's 30 years. I basically watched. I probably didn't watch all the way back in 87, but I have watched all of it.
Did they retain any characters from year to year?
There's been consistent. So there's one character that was in the original series. Then he became a high school teacher, and he married one of the other characters in the original series whose daughter was in his class.
Oh my gosh.
So they had that. And then cut 10 plus years later, he's now the principal of that school, generations. And now the show's gone. Netflix brought it back and then killed it 2 seasons later. Oh,
and Netflix is really kind of a jerk face about killing shows sometimes.
About that. So I hope someone, re-recovers Degrassi again, because it's a great show. Yeah. It's it takes really important issues and they don't hide from them like some shows do. They actually talk about them, and they, cool. As they used to say in their tagline, it goes there.
Oh, they go there. That's so funny.
No, they didn't.
They sure go there, guys. They talk about things that U.S. television wouldn't talk about. That's how go there they do.
That's too fun. That's great. Good on them.
Yeah.
Good on you, Degrassi. That's why Netflix is shut.
And good on Canada for supporting Degrassi for so very long.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's very cool. Aww.
I love it.
Leash, what you got for your next TV or a film?
Or a film.
This was... I keep bringing up Turkey Boy, but Turkey Boy turned me on to this. This is another. So typical Turkey Boy was always like, you gotta watch this, you gotta listen to this, you're gonna love it. And typical Leash is just like, nope, not gonna do it. I don't want to. Nope,
can't make me.
Nope. And if he made me listen to it or made me watch it, I would totally be like, this is terrible. I don't want to watch it. But this one, unlike the rest of them, he's like, please just watch this. I really think you're going to like it. It's funny. It's silly.
What is it?
And the show was called Dead Like Me.
I love Dead Like Me. I never thought of that as a Canadian show.
That had Mandy Patinkin in it.
Sure did.
Aww.
And it had
Inigo Montoya.
What was her name? She was from Cosby Show.
Oh yeah.
Felicia Rashad.
Jasmine Guy. Yeah.
Oh, wait, she was from a different world.
Yes, she was from a different world. Thank you.
Man.
But there's undoubtedly there was an episode. She must have been on an episode of the Cosby Show, because they would cross over with, I presume, with
I am
there was crossover because of what's her name?
Wait.
Yes.
Married.
Because the oldest daughter
is known for her role as Dina in 1988 film School Days, and as Whitley Gilbert Wayne on the NBC Cosby Show spin-off A Different World.
Yeah, it's a spin-off of the Cosby Show, but it's not. It's the same universe.
Yes.
One character came from one to the other. Okay. Sometimes Dwayne Wayne would go and talk to Bill Cosby randomly.
Okay. It's filmed in anyway. Dead Like Me was filmed in British Columbia, Vancouver. But it took place in Seattle, Washington, which basically whatever. But this was a very cute show. If you guys, I think Joelle said she's seen it. I don't know if you've seen it, Rar, but it was a very cute show about this girl who got hit in the head by a toilet seat.
Yep.
From a space station or something, fell out of the sky.
It just fell from a building. But yeah.
Oh, was it a building?
I
thought it was from a. Okay. Well, neither here nor there.
Donnie Darko? Are we going with Donnie Darko? I don't know.
She got hit in the head with the toilet seat.
Yeah.
from the sky.
That's upsetting. That's upsetting.
Maybe it's
How
from
does that
a,
happen?
Maybe it's from a plane. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
No wonder we're confused.
Was it a building or a plane, Joelle?
I don't know. Should I look it up? Go, keep going. Keep talking. I'll look it up.
Tell me more. I'm sure there's more to it than focusing on
Anyway.
the toilet seat.
Turns out she became a Grim Reaper. Like Reapers can pull people's souls out.
Wow.
And she became one. Long story short, but she's living on Earth and looks like this is very like kind of Wonder Woman-y. I don't know if you saw the latest Wonder Woman.
I mean, I'm familiar with Wonder
you look
Woman's
like a different
story.
person, but you're still whatever.
Okay.
So her family wouldn't recognize her as her, basically,
to protect her family and her.
Yeah, but her sister.
Oh, you're right. Space station. Toilet seat dislodged from the
station.
A zero-G toilet seat dislodged from the deorbiting Soviet space station Mir.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember any of that detail, so I apologize, Leisha. I legit thought it was a way more normal way of being hit by a toilet seat.
I mean, I was wrong about like 12 things earlier in the episode, so I totally
let her have this.
I'm so happy you're right.
I'm totally wrong about that.
I'm
Don't know what
happy
you're
you're
talking
right, because that's amazing.
about.
Anyway, great show.
But anyway, she becomes a Grim Reaper. It's like a whole like story of like these Grim Reapers who have to like pull people's souls. They get like a little note when people are gonna die, and they have to pull their soul before they like suffer, and their souls are in their body when they die. And then they have to help these people cross over.
The show's by Brian Fuller, who does a lot of spooky, funny, weird shows.
But it's
Is that
silly
Pushing
and
Up
fun.
Daisies
It's
guy?
it's like a dark comedy. Very cute.
Brian Fuller also
that's
did
neat.
what's the pie show?
Pushing Up Daisies?
Pushing Daisies, yeah.
Pushing Daisies,
Yeah.
not Pushing Up Daisies. My bad. I was close. I was this close. But that's
So
cool.
I think that
like,
there was
sounds
only a
fun.
few seasons, like maybe 3 or 4 seasons. It was a short-lived
Yeah,
show,
didn't
but it was
last
very
too
good.
long.
Was Mandy Patinkin her like supervisor?
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
Grim
Yes, he
Reapers?
was
exactly what he was.
I didn't even know the show, and I
How
guessed
very
it.
Homeland,
Reaper.
right? Very different.
He just
from
seemed
Homeland.
like a supervisor.
yeah,
type guy.
yeah, Mandy Patinkin.
If not-
he was the
I was-
mentor. Yeah.
But lots
If it
of
wasn't-
each Reaper had a different fun personality. Like there was I forget the guy's name, but he was very funny. He's a little British guy, and he's
Oh
silly
yeah, he had a
and-
great accent. I loved him. Yeah.
Aw.
We should probably keep moving though, right?
yeah.
Wow.
What's yours?
Okay, wait. So it's me next. Let's see. What shall I share? Oh, it's my third choice. So I'm down to I had a couple listed, so I'm going to decide which one to go with. And I'm going to go with the one I used to watch late nights on PBS, which is, in fact, The Red Green Show, which is a goofy kind of faux talk show that is hosted by a kind of outdoorsman, Red Green. It was very goofy. I don't remember too much about it, except it was very silly, and I enjoy silly, goofy humor and just general wackiness, and it was a fun time. So I don't know if either of you have seen that. That's
The name came up in my research. I'd never heard of it, but based on what
It's-
you're saying, it sounds like a great nostalgia selection.
it's a yeah, I guess it is a nostalgia selection. Just fun times watching goofy stuff, PBS only, because
Yeah.
it wouldn't be in the US otherwise, I guess.
Yeah,
But I liked it.
Fun.
And that was actually more Canada centric, I think.
It's
but
very-
probably also
Very
parodying it very
Canadian.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joelle, what you got?
It should go without question that my absolute favorite Canadian show of all time is Schitt's Creek. Could you guess?
Ah.
Could you guess? It is filmed in Canada. It is starring some of the great Canadian actors. It is not necessarily specifically mentioned as taking place in Canada, but you have to not be paying attention to miss it. All the actors are Canadian, from what I can tell. Maybe there's a few Americans snuck in. The Eugene and Dan Levy are an incredible little powerhouse writing team that I never knew
Aw.
existed, and now I can't wait for everything that they make together. And it reintroduced me to someone we will talk about later, but Catherine O'Hara, who I hadn't forgotten about, but needed to remind myself how much I love Catherine O'Hara. Anyway, if you haven't watched Schitt's Creek, it's just the warmiest show, with also being like, are these people likable? Is my heart warmed by their great character
Heartwarming.
growth? I think so. It's just great. Enjoy it. That's all.
I love that show too. We binge watched it like last month. And,
After much of my encouraging over the last couple of years.
and Turkey Boys.
Oh,
Turkey was another one. We're like, yeah,
Yep.
get to it. But
you should just tell him to tell you that something is bad, so then you'll watch it right away.
Oh, yeah, I should.
Reverse psychology it. But yeah. So Leash, what would
All
you
right,
like
very
to share?
quickly, my last one is The Handmaid's Tale on Netflix. It's filmed in Toronto. It's a lot of the storyline is in Canada, and it's also based on the book, The Handmaid's Tale, which was by Margaret Atwood, who is from Toronto.
Yep, I did the same research last night. I was like, "Is this a Canadian show?" It's
triple
like mostly Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it counts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if nothing else, like the book that it's in which it's based off of is, by a Canadian author.
Absolutely.
So,
I agree.
There you go.
there you go.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions to go along with this list?
I don't.
I have. I just wanted to mention the production company Deke, which made so many cartoons and things growing up.
I was
Yes.
every
That's, like,
time the little end
things.
cap thing would come on and it would be like Deke. Giggle.
Deke.
Anyway,
Yes.
what sorts of
That's all.
shows did they make? Do you remember? Like just
Man, I think they did Inspector Gadget. I think they did. What else did they do? Inspector Gadget was the big one that I had in my brain, but I know there's so many others.
List
I
of
can do
Deke
them all.
programs. Here we go. Inspector Gadget.
doobie-doobie-doop.
Care Bears.
What is it?
Care
Maybe
Bears.
Care Bears.
Oh, Care Bears.
I wonder why
Oh
I
my
saw it
gosh.
so much. Those are two shows I watched all the time.
Well, it only
Oh my
says 1
goodness.
year of Care Bears, so I don't know how many, but Care Bears. Care Bears.
Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats.
Okay.
Holy cow. Rainbow Bright. Pole Position, the TV show. Yep.
Rainbow Bright, definitely.
Mask.
Wow. Yeah. No. So that came
The
up all the time.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
these are syndication, but I'm not sure what.
Well, Deke would have been
confused.
like either production or like how
Yeah.
distribution company.
Hello Kitty's Furry Tale Theater.
Aw.
Strawberry Shortcake. Oh, that was
Wouldn't
2003.
you know?
That was
Wow.
super new.
And I don't know
Wow.
how
Yeah,
many of
there's
those shows
so
are
many.
Canadian or if they were just like, helped pushed by a Canadian company, but
Heathcliff.
still counts. Heathcliff.
Heathcliff and the Cadillac Cats. Are you saying this is a
Dennis the
where is
Menace.
the Matt Dillon moment? Because I mentioned
You said
the Cadillac
Not
Cats.
too long ago. Matt Dillon's not
But no, it's good.
Canadian.
Did you say Sylvanian Families?
Oh no, I didn't.
I didn't know
That's
there was a
also-
Sylvanian family show.
Co-production with Coca-Cola Telecommunications. That seems wrong.
Wow, weird
Coca-Cola
connections.
Telecommunications. Holy moly.
Wow.
Wow, there sure is a lot of stuff. Boy, oh boy.
Well, while you guys are still continuing to research that, I do have a few more honorable mentions I want to sneak in before we go to our break.
Sure.
So shows that I also have liked or loved and are also technically Canadian. Kim's Convenience. It's a really great, heartwarming little family show. It takes place in Toronto in a convenience store. Korean family. It's just a delightful, happy, awesome show. Are You Afraid of the Dark is a Canadian show, guys. I didn't know.
Oh
that,
well,
but of course.
was there any doubt?
It's a
I was figuring
Canadian-
it must be.
Yeah, it was Nickelodeon in the 90s. Yep.
Right.
Orphan Black, Canadian show.
Right.
Yes. Oh, that was on my
Fantastic.
list. Sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
that was an honorable mention. That was a good show.
The new version of Anne with Green Gables, and to be fair, all of Anne of Green Gables forever and always will be Canadian, but the newest
Right,
version-
Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
And with an E. I really like that show on Netflix. Going all the way back to when I was wee, Today's Special was a show I used to watch.
Oh, today's special. It's for everyone. And do you remember the magic words that Muffy would say to bring Jeff to life?
Remember nothing.
It's Hocus Pocus, Alamogocus.
Alamogocus. Now I do. Thank you for remembering that. There was a delightful little like younger kids show called Ready or Not that I loved. It was on
I
like
don't
Disney
know.
Channel when I was like probably 10 or 11. And then we cannot possibly forget Kids in the Hall and SCTV.
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
mhm,
Second City
mhm,
Television.
mhm.
Come on.
So that's my
Yes.
list.
Those are some
I like
good mentions.
Now
Thank
it's
you
time
those
for
honorable
Nosh and Facts.
Nosh and
mentions.
facts.
Nosh and facts. Nosh and
Nosh
facts.
and Facts. Nosh
So-
and Facts. What are we eating?
Let's try some
We go
food.
gummy, chocolate, or maple. Those are my
What's a
categories.
good... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe... What do you feel like gummies? Because they have a little bit of tart thing. Would that be good in betweener?
We could do the gummies.
Do some gummies.
I'm going to warn
I'm
you
curious.
guys that I don't do sour well, so this might go very special.
Let's do the sour one last, or the sour. I guess.
Let's do the
'cause
sour
I think-
first so I can wash it down with the not sour.
Okay.
So which
I
ones are we
think that
doing?
the one that is the cherry
Sour cherry
looks like it's the
blasters.
most sour.
We're doing that
maybe?
first.
Yeah,
First.
I'm doing the Maynard's Sour Patch Kids Sour Cherry Blast.
Maynard.
Yes. So here's the picture of that guy.
Oh,
and these, thank you.
And it
Oh,
looked
I
like
should
Sour
put-
Patch.
Are
Is
they
it
just
Sour
like
Patch
Sour
brand?
I can't. I can't.
It's the It's the same company, I think, that Lace Maynard produces.
I hate everything about this. Oh,
Oh no! It's a big hit for Joelle. A big
I think
hit.
it's delicious.
Number one. What is
I
it?
hate
I think it's delicious.
this.
Delicious? I can't. Okay, I'm gonna
You
try
just gotta
it.
get through the sour part and then it's sweet.
Yeah, no, I'm at
This
the
is what it
sweet
looks
part.
like.
I'm at the sweet part,
It
guys.
matches
Okay.
my flesh tone.
Oh, are you eating the peach one, Rar?
This is a sour. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's
If I could scrape off the sour part, it's great inside.
You just need to have you need a mama bird. You put it in her mouth. And just like,
Can I dip it in like a warm water first to like really
Yes.
get all the stuff off of it, and then just take it right back out
That
and chew
seems like
into it?
not worth it. Why don't you just
Yeah,
get
that might be-
normal?
Just let someone else eat it, I guess.
Well, yeah,
Don't make
one
yourself
of you
suffer.
might be getting a delivery in return of the Sour Patch.
That's. I mean, I think they're good.
You
I
know-
wasn't sure where I would fall.
I think I could tolerate
But-
these. Just need a lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
water.
I'm gonna sip. Yeah,
I do like
Pass
cherry.
the sour part.
I do like cherry.
Sour apple.
Say it's from Charms.
Cut.
So are we good doing the Maynard's fuzzy peach or
The
the
fuzzy peach next. And again, these like Maynards
These are
treats
also
were
sour.
from Canadian Munch. So thank you, Canadian Munch, for treats.
And they're peachy.
Oh wow, that's really good.
They kind of taste. So I don't really do peach very much. So to me, they taste like a fuzzy navel, like the drink.
They're good.
Well, I don't know if I showed the package. They're
I like 'em.
Very tasty. I like those. Those are tasty good.
They're as
It's like
good
a
as they can
satisfying-
be.
You ready for the Swedish berries?
I
This
sure,
looks
I
like
sure
This
am.
is
Berries.
the one you were saying are like Swedish fish.
I think these are supposed to be like Swedish fish. I think I might have read that someplace because I don't know how I would know that except that they're called Swedish
I'm
Can I
really
berries.
see the
excited.
maybe I'd
package
already
without
seen
you
it.
moving it for a second? Can I see the logo of
Oh, yeah.
Swedish?
Maynard's. I'm familiar with Maynard's
Maynard's.
because they also have some sort of Maynard stuff in England as well.
Oh, I wonder if it's the
The
same
Maynard's
company. Just
wine
branches.
gums is something I'm familiar with.
Oh, do these not look like wine gums?
The wine gums are shaped like little bottles of wine.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of jujubes. Is that what these look like?
Maybe.
It's like it looks like a
But
little tiny Jello
jujubes
mold.
are a little bit harder in my mind. They're like
They look like they're
more chewy.
Candyland.
These are good. They
These
taste
are
like
good.
sugar.
These are good. These are nice
Is
and
that?
fruity.
I know I like Swedish fish. I like these. I'm not really sure if it's the same flavor because I can't remember when I had last had Swedish fish.
Yeah.
It's not like in my brain. I think it might be similar. They're good. I like it.
I don't tend to
We've
go
got
for
so many
gummies.
things to eat, you guys. Should we keep going?
Yeah, maybe we should do the maple stuff now too, just to get all the really, really sweet
Yeah,
stuff
let's
out
do
of the
that.
way.
I think that's a good idea. So those are the sweet gummies. I like those a lot. So thanks Canadian Munch for those gummies to try.
Yeah.
I like those.
Oh my goodness, there's so
I didn't
much
think I'd be a
food.
fan of the gummy stuff.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
actually,
don't let my reaction stop you. I don't like most gummy things, and it has nothing to do with the quality.
So we're eating these maple things?
Yeah, the soft maple sugar candies. They're made
I'm so
out of
excited.
pure maple. I looked at the ingredients. It is literally just maple syrup.
How do they do it?
my
They like
babies.
whisk
Well,
it into
like, do you know like when you use a jar of maple syrup, like it has a little crusties on the side? Like dried maple syrup looks like this.
It's so it's
They
crystallized.
collect the crust from
Okay,
all of
so
the
here's a
jars.
question.
Yes, they scrape off the crust of all used jars of maple syrup. That's how they make them.
Question.
Here
Either
is
I
the
have
maple-
the
maple
coronavirus and I hope I don't, or this does not really smell like anything.
You know what though? But does sugar smell?
It smells mildly.
It doesn't smell like maple syrup per se.
It should
right?
smell just a smidge like
gosh.
maple.
But
my
it
gosh, that's
tastes
so good.
like maple.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's like so melt in your mouth.
Oh
Delicious.
my God.
It's like a little sugar drop.
Whew. That is
It's like fudge.
it's
like-
it's maple fudge basically.
I would just put
texture.
this on my pancake and let it melt.
Oh,
Ooh, baby.
that is good.
A little butter
And
on
then I
that.
have like little crystallized pieces.
Oh, it's so good.
Good.
I'm not going to eat the other one because I think Tim will really, really like that.
I gave you each
And I
two.
don't want to deny it. The maple sugar candy is so good, Tim.
Ooh, that is
Yes.
intense. I just ate the second half and
And
it
I
like
love that it's a little maple leaf
little maple.
It's so good.
mold.
Don't you want to say hi?
Hi, Tim.
Here, look over here. Ha.
Can we talk about how like the little container? Hey Tim, the little
Hey, Tim.
container even like holds the shape of a little maple leaf.
I noticed that when I was taking it out. I was like, oh, if I just hold it right here, it maintains the shape.
It's precious.
It's super cute.
Those are very good. Thank you so much for sharing the maple candies. I like them.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so good. Yum, 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 yum.
Should we do one more?
I was gonna say, so
Yes.
there's also the maple cream cookies. We could do that.
Oh, yeah,
maple
let's
cookie-
do maple.
Oh my gosh.
These
Now I
look
feel like I
amazing.
should have
And I do
tasty
want a cookie
coffee.
right now.
Oh, you can just throw it away. Thank you, baby.
Let me
And these
smell
are
this.
huge too. We got there was
Okay, these-
18.
Whoa!
There was 18 in the box, and I gave each of us 6. And this is a
Thank
lot
you.
of cookie.
Oh my
I
gosh,
won't
this
even
is a lot of
Definitely smell like maple. So I don't know if there's extra maple
Oh,
smellings, but it smells
Yeah,
like
it smells like it was like dipped in
That is
maple
awesome.
maple syrup too.
Oh my gosh. This is also, the cookies are quite large.
Mm-hmm.
The maple, oh, I like that the cookie is so cute. It's so cute.
These are going to be good with coffee. It's like a
I was just thinking I
shortbread
should have
cookie.
made a coffee. Maybe if we can take a little break so we can get a beverage and bathroom break.
Yeah, we can do that.
Mm-mm-mm.
This is good.
Yum. Oh my gosh.
This is
Ooh,
better than
yeah.
I thought it would be. Because like the little maple candy was like really too intense, and I was worried that this would be like just filled with that. But it's much more. It's softer.
Softer. It's
Yeah.
got like a.
The
It's,
Girl
it's-
Scouts should
because
really get
it's
on
like a
this.
cream.
This is
Don't they have a
Oh, yeah.
Girl Scouts do have a maple?
do they have a maple?
I think it's like
maple?
limited, but they have had maple something in the past. Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
I don't
love
think
a-
it's as like actual maple syrup as it should be, like because the Girl Scouts don't have access to.
Maple flavored?
Yeah, it's maple flavored because I don't think they have access to like the actual supply chain to get direct maple syrup from Canada.
Big Maple. Why aren't you letting the
Big
Girl
Maple.
Scouts?
They can get it from Vermont. Vermont has
Yeah.
That's true. Vermont has a lot.
That's a
Yeah,
thing
that's
on
where I get all my
maple.
maple syrup from.
and they sued McDonald's for their maple syrup.
Apparently,
As it were.
I learned about this on one of the boxes of one of these things. 80% of the maple syrup in the world is produced in Canada.
When I was a kid,
Wow.
there was a local maple syrup place that would tap our maple trees behind our house,
Wow.
which was
awesome.
awesome. And then they'd give us a jar of a bottle of maple syrup.
That is the
It
coolest.
was awesome.
Gosh. If anybody, do either of you have a sugar maple on your property that we could mess around
I don't,
with
but I do have a friend who has family in Vermont, and she brings me back maple syrup all the time. She's for like at her bridal shower. The gifts to give out were like bottles of maple syrup
is
when you
so
want
fun.
stuff.
I went to a wedding where they did that. Yeah,
I would
so
love that.
good.
What a beautiful takeaway. Yes, that's so fun.
it's a really great idea.
I love maple syrup. Yeah.
Or baby
I
shower
know
is
it's
baby shower, but regardless,
it
a shower
takes-
of some sort.
a shower of a sort. And it takes a lot of sap to make a little bit of syrup.
Yeah.
I
So
know
cool.
it's-
And then locally, we have the Brookside
Yes.
people will show you how to make maple syrup. There's like a little maple syrup thing in the fall where you can do like a little thing. And I wanted to go, and kids were too little. And now last year, coronavirus. But maybe this year we can actually go and learn how
Yeah.
to make maple syrup. That would be fun.
They already had their maple sugaring days. And they were doing it for they were just like controlling the amount of people, so they were ticketing it. But they did it this year, and it's just because it's outdoors. It's at the old homestead at Brookside Nature Center. But yeah, that's a really fun thing to do. It's a nice brisk weather activity.
Do you guys want to do some fun facts, and then we can take a quick break?
Fun facts, and this is 2 true facts and 1 false fact.
Fake
One
fact.
false fact. Fake fact.
One fake fact. Sometimes known as 2 truths and a lie,
Nope.
but only to people. Who
But these are
cool.
only Canadian facts
These are Canadian.
Oh yeah.
True facts
and
and one
Canadian
fake
fake facts.
So I will start you off. So you ladies, I will read you the 3 facts, and I
Okay.
will tell you each one. Some of them are a little bit longer than others, so I will be clear when the one fact ends.
Okay.
And who one begins. So we have fact number 1: the maple tree, beaver, and Canada jay are all official national symbols of Canada. That's your fact number 1.
Okay.
Fact number 2: lemmings are small rodents that live in the treeless northern regions of Canada. And while infamous for running off cliffs in large groups in other parts of the world, they don't exhibit this behavior in Canada. That's fact number 2. Fact number 3: it is illegal to own skunks, poison dart frogs, or killer whales in Canada. That was your fact number 3. So, think about it. If you need me to reread any of them, let me know and I will do so.
So I'm going to start with I want all of them to be true.
That's
But I
You
think
can-
Are
nice
there poison
tokens.
dart? I guess maybe. Are there
think I
poison
know
dart
what the
frogs in
fake
Canada?
fact is.
And if there aren't, I mean, maybe that's like you're not supposed to like have sugar gliders here because it's like a imported thing. Maybe that's a thing that they wouldn't.
I like.
Yeah.
I think of poison dart frogs as like a tropical thing, which is why I'm thrown
Yeah,
off.
so I guess it is for owning. So I guess.
And also, how would you own a killer whale?
That's true. I mean, if you're saying it's legal, I mean, like, where am I going to put it?
You said owning. You didn't say like capturing. You said owning.
Owning, yes.
Okay.
So,
Because
like,
I was
meant
leaning
kittens.
towards B because it sounded the silliest with the lemmings. And the, but in Canada they actually don't follow along and they do just stay.
Well, the thing
and
about
not,
lemmings is like, while that's something that does happen, like it only happens like you'd have to force those poor little buds to do that kind of behavior. Like,
What are you doing? Forcing these little rodents to run
they
off a
do
cliff?
follow
Who's
stuff,
doing
but
this?
they don't. It's not like a common occurrence that they just jump off cliffs to their demise.
I also are maybe this is just my lack of knowledge, but are lemmings at all native to Canada? That was a question I had while you were reading that one because I don't.
I mean, I'm not going to say
I know
either
you're
way
not
because
gonna
obviously
I'm asking Leash if you know anything about lemmings in Canada.
Well, here's the thing: if they don't, so that would be true regardless. So if they don't live in Canada, then that wouldn't happen in
And
Canada.
they're absolutely not jumping off cliffs. You're absolutely right. That's a good point. I'm still gonna go with B. Leash, are you thinking you're gonna go with C?
I'm thinking 3.
Or 3.
She
2?
numbered them, but okay.
Okay, sorry, 2.
B and 3.
I go with 2.
I understand that those are both excellent guesses. I appreciated the thought behind them.
Yeah.
Turns out the one that has a false part hidden in it is in fact number 1.
Ooh.
I mean, option A, which is because although the maple tree and the beaver are both officially recognized as national symbols of Canada,
Not the blue jay.
The Canada jay has not been accepted as an official national symbol. What in the world? It's adorable.
I bought it because I was thinking of like the Toronto Blue Jays, and I was like, well, maybe there's like they love the jay. It's a whole thing, but
which is
blue jay is
interesting
not a
'cause
Canada jay.
It's a different bird.
Okay.
Although the Canada, I mean, I think it's in the same family, which I guess must be Corvidae. But it's a cute little gray bird that's really adorable. And it used to be called a gray jay until like 1996 when they're like, hey, we're going to call it the Canada jay now.
Does Canada have a national bird that is, so it's not the jay?
They have no official national bird. The Canada jay is kind of like popularly liked and accepted as a favored bird, but it's not official. It's like, I don't know why they're dragging their feet. But I did learn that the maple tree wasn't officially accepted. Oh shoot, now I got to look it up because I didn't write it down and I thought I would remember. The maple tree wasn't accepted as a national tree until very recently, which is very funny to me because I mean, it's on the flag.
Yeah.
You would think that they would have embraced it sooner
Yeah.
as their national tree, which is just fun. But it's also not one specific maple. There's like 10 some species that grow in Canada, and it's just a maple tree.
I see.
Could be any of them.
General maple trees of Canada is the national tree
They're nice
genre.
trees. But yes.
Got it.
So thank you for joining us.
Fascinating.
In fact,
Thank you for sharing.
namaste.
I still don't understand how you can own a killer whale.
I guess that's the
I think
point. It is illegal. You can't own it.
I believe that. I'm sure that so they could not even in like aquariums, and they could not keep them captive.
Right. That makes sense.
In that fashion.
That makes sense.
I think that was. I did see some mentions of the people calling it the Free Willy law.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
That makes perfect sense then.
Na 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 na.
Aw.
Hold me like the River Jordan, and I will then say, "You are my friend."